We've been keeping you updated on heavy rains that have put southern farmers behind in planting or even forcing them to replant. The University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture putting a price tag on what's been a wet spring in the state, saying producers have experienced nearly $79 million in crop-related flood damage. The Arkansas Farm Bureau has a closer look at that damage.
We've had an extreme amount of rain. The flooding that happened earlier this spring and the continued rain we get right now.
The flooding event and how widespread it was. I mean, we have to go back probably to the 2011 flood to get in the neighborhood. It seemed like we finally got a really early window, the latter part of February, early March. Finished up some groundwork. It looked like we were pointed toward another great beginning like we had to the 24 season. And then the forecast started to boil up, pointed toward the very beginning of April. We got nervous, turned out to be for good reason, obviously, when you start looking at a stretch basically from southwest Arkansas all the way up into the Boot Hill of Missouri. 12 to 15 inches of rain and storms over that April 2nd through 5th, and even though we're now over a month out from the end of that event, we're still dealing with it. We were ballpark 20% planted on rice, a little bit higher on corn, a little bit behind that on beans.
Corn and rice, those are kind of our big significant windows right now because they're nearing their end. Soybeans, we're still within that planting window. We may be getting into the later end of that planting window.
It's still a big number in terms of acres lost. We still estimate probably 50,000 some acres of rice have to be replanted.
Conservative outlook of what that impact on the flooding may have been. And it was somewhere around $78 million, almost $80 million. We won't see until the end of the season or till harvest comes and that crop comes out of the field what kind of yield impacts we're going to have.
Certainly the snowball of impact beyond just the lost acres and those areas that are still underwater from flooding, the Cache River, White River, move up in northeast in the Black and Current, and each additional 2-3 inch rain we've gotten, about every 10 days, 2 weeks. Some of those guys are still sitting here watching flooded fields.
It's kind of been a domino effect of bad shots, low commodity prices. We are still having high input costs. Interest rates are still up. With all that combined with the flooding that we're seeing and the damage, specifically the flooding has caused, you think about having to go replant a field. Yeah, that's manpower, that's hourly labor, that's wear and tear on your equipment, that's more time out in the field, more fuel, more seed expense. They will potentially get, some money back and relief for those planted acres. Like anything else that we've received back and support, it's not a situation where it's going to make you whole. You're still going to lose money.
It was still an early event. It was still cool weather at that point in time. An event like this gets way worse the later into the season.
It's not good at all, but we're still farming, we're still pushing on, and a lot of our farmers are still going to do the best they can in the worst situation they can possibly perceive to be in.